This is Sports Zone on Lagos Talks 91.3.
What a strike! What a goal! Gives it to Sean Long! Sean Long's on the
Femi, why are you wailing? Did you hear the tune I played? Nami get this year.
No, I'm just
everywhere I go.
I'm just a bit surprised about some of the levies we have to pay.
Don't be a good citizen.
Because I remember
you're having light. I remember.
No, funny enough, no, they're not taking the light.
And you're still on band A.
Yes.
So what are you doing about it?
Nothing.
You know what someone said to me sometime. They say journalists.
Did anybody tell you that because you're on band A, that your power supply will never be?
Yes, that's the problem.
That's not what they said.
That's the problem.
That's not what they said.
22 hours.
No, it's
yes,
20 hours.
No. Band A is 22 hours.
It's B that is 18.
B is 18
to 20.
Those that feel the pain know they have the facts. You're not feeling the pain. So
but they cut your life by 2 hours.
No, it's actually more than 2 hours. That's why he's complaining.
How did they took I was at home on Saturday?
Yeah.
More than that.
For him to complain, because he's never complained that the light goes off. And most people that are here maybe goes off for 1 hour or 30 minutes in a day, but you pay for it.
But how do you even believe that in Nigeria you'd have power for 22 hours?
But we didn't beg them now. That's what they said.
Well, I believe because
anybody tells you that, and you believe.
Yes, no.
Yes.
It probably lasts a month, and then after 1 month, it goes back to.
No, then we go back to the
problem about the whole thing is that the money you are billing me is more than the money they are billing B and C. So send me to B and C.
Exactly.
Same light.
And somebody's got to pay.
I don't mind retrogression in this case.
That's number one complaint.
The thing is, you take money from the rich to service the poor.
Who be the? I don't say
no.
I don't be rich.
No.
I'm not them.
Most of you on band A.
I'm not them. No,
you believe that you do have the money to
pay for the money.
We've been forcefully sent there. I'm using this money to complain. Let me complain about everything that's worrying me. What's this new levies you are billing us for car documentation? I don't understand. It's if I forced to own a car.
No, it's so the police can track your car if it's stolen.
So
to have a single database. That's the whole idea.
So is it not supposed, if it's to create a single database, then it should be temporary for you to spool up the database, and after that you stop collecting it. But it's going to be continuous.
That money no small.
Is it?
It's every year. You're not supposed to renew that every year. Once you get that, it's just to enable you create a database.
No, but they haven't said it's every year.
That's it. You renew it.
Anything is this thing.
No, they haven't said it's every year.
They said they are introducing. They never said it was one time. So when you say
but it is
once you say you are introducing this to the fees, it's annual.
They did not say it's annual.
No, it is. Once you introduce, it's like what do you call this yellow thing we do? VIO.
Mm-hmm.
It was introduced. So whenever you are renewing, you have to get it.
Yes.
So if it were a stopgap measure, okay, we're going to do this, they will have announced that.
Proof of ownership is every year now.
Yeah.
I paid for proof of ownership last time. And I'm paying for proof.
And what should happen in that case is that if you sell the car, the new person should get a new proof of ownership, not you.
Yeah.
But
saying it's still me.
No, but originally, once I buy the car and do all the proof of ownership, it's one that should.
And that's what I'm saying. That
why am I now renewing it every year?
That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't be the one renewing it. It should be whoever you sell it to that would need it. But
I don't get it.
No, but you know.
From who? From who?
No, but this could be the fault of Bobrisky.
Generated revenue. That's what it is.
It could be the fault of Bobrisky. Today you are male, tomorrow you are. So they just want to know who you are.
You know what's even paining me about the matter? And I'm not proud of this, but I'm just going to have to say this to show you my social class. I do third-party insurance.
Everybody does third party.
No.
I don't know. Out of every 10 Nigerians, at least 7 do third party.
No.
Except you on the island.
My flatmate does comprehensive.
What does he drive?
No, the flatmate. He said flatmate. So you should know what flatmate is.
I'm going to tell her what you said. I'm going to tell her what you said. Your flatmate.
I don't understand why she does it.
But your flatmate has a really, really high-paying job. She's a high earner. So yeah,
she can afford it. It only shows your class.
Exactly. I'm saying it. I'm just telling you. I had a colleague,
that's a new one. That's what I'm going to call my wife.
The flatmate. Whatever comes out, so we don't share.
One day, video was describing, he goes, "Oh my goodness, you drive like an old grandma." I looked at her, I said, "Have you ever bashed somebody in Lagos and you have to pay from your pocket?" Do you know how difficult it is? So I drive very slowly.
No, but that's even wrong.
And carefully.
No. when you bash somebody with your third party, what third party means is that they will cater for his car, but not yours.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
yes.
what I mean. But a lot of people don't know that.
They don't know that. They
Yeah,
just,
they don't know that.
I mean, a lot of people don't know anything about insurance. So that's why when there's an accident, I see people arguing, why are you arguing? Just exchange your insurance documents and move on.
Knowing about insurance.
Yeah.
It's about those insurance companies not telling the people
Yes.
what their rights
Yes.
are. That's what it is.
Yes.
Insurance company, they're not going to tell you.
They won't. Yeah.
You know, so yeah. Have you joined us Monday morning on the Zoom?
If Remo doesn't, I've said this, if Remo don't win this title this year, or a title this year, then there's a problem. Because the manager has been given everything. He's been given the players, he's been given the facility, they fly, they're comfortable. What's the reason why you don't have a trophy? You can't keep building. It's not it's not a process. You must win. So at least conquer your domestic area. Then let's now know that okay, it's Champions League and Confederation Cup you're struggling with. But you can't be struggling here, struggling on the continent, struggling everywhere. Yet you're the one who has international experience.
And interestingly enough, I mean, they won very comfortably without their head coach.
Yes.
3-0.
And this is not the first time. It's not the second time. Because remember, he's been with the national team before. So this is like what, the second time? He's away from the national with the national team.
All right, another news item here that's of interest to me. Spain coach Luis de la Fuente says that the owners should be on the clubs to rest players and not the national teams. And I completely agree with every statement that he's made there. How many games in a year do national teams play? You know, so club sides should be able to take that responsibility on their shoulders, rest their players, because you have a lot more in terms of personnel. And then it brings me to this story about Kylian Mbappe and his refusal to play for the French national team, choosing to select games that he will play because he's got more interest in playing for Real Madrid. And how the manager has also more or less shrugged his shoulder and, well, okay, fine, if that's what you want to do, it's fine with us. This is one of the reasons why I've never liked Mbappe as a footballer.
No, but he's a star footballer.
He's a talented footballer, maybe the best in the world as we speak.
Yes.
Arguably, we can argue about that.
Arguably, yes.
You know, but he's one of the best. But in terms of the attitude that he put, what he brings forward, especially when he was at PSG, and now with this national team thing.
No, but what he has done for this same national team, you cannot deny it.
No player is bigger than any football team.
I agree. Especially the national team. I'm only saying that for the sacrifices he has made for this guy has played 2 World Cups.
If a Nigerian player says, I want to select matches, what would you come out?
I would be against it. And I'm against but if a Nigerian player has done half of what Mbappe has done for the national team, I can understand. Mbappe has played 2 World Cup finals. Before he was 25? He played 2 World Cup finals. He had led France to 2 World Cup finals. That's a big deal.
Did he do it by himself?
No, but in those games, in those tournaments, he stood up. He was the young player in the first one, 2018. He scored a hat-trick in the second one. And they still didn't give him the man of the match in that game. Gave it to Messi, which is mind-boggling. I'm saying that this guy has sacrificed for the national team.
So sacrifice is good enough reason to be selected.
No, but sacrifice is enough to go to the table.
He's not the only one.
He has credit in the bank.
Olivier Giroud.
Yeah, Giroud
has Mbappe sacrificed as much as Giroud has?
What did Giroud do? Is it not him that let them lose 2016 Euros? Remember his story now. We'll bring it out for him. I remember in that 2018 World Cup, he didn't have a shot on target. We think we've forgotten. We've not forgotten to. We put that one 2 in front for him. I'm only saying that while I don't support a player selecting games, I don't think any player should. But I'm saying that at the level he's gotten to, he can request and say, you know what?
No matter what level what has Mbappe done that Messi hasn't done 3 times over?
Okay, Messi.
What has he done in world football that Ronaldo? Have you heard Ronaldo even at
national
30, even at 30? So have you heard Ronaldo say that I don't want to play for the national team? I'm going to select.
No, but he also did not. Did he verbally come out and say I'm not going to play for the national team?
Who?
Mbappe.
What do you mean? There's a story to the effect.
There's no quote. There's no quote. There's no quote. Even Deschamps cannot be quoted as saying that yes, I agree, I allowed him.
Okay.
But now you're mentioning, since you mentioned the De La Fuente story, I think it's a bit tricky when you say this because Spain can say this comfortably and conveniently because one, there's a system in their football from bottom up. They all play from the under-17s to the under-20s in a certain way. Now the difference for a country like say Nigeria right? I'm using Nigeria as the example. And that leads me to what Eguavon said in his press conference about Victor Boniface. He goes, Boniface continues to, in his words, dress the ball. Keep dressing the ball. It's not him to shoot. Right? Because we saw in that game where Boniface could have taken shots several times. And instead was probably going for the extra touch, maybe the extra dribble. Now, I understand that in his system in Bayer Leverkusen, the coach tells him, until you get a clear line of shots, don't shoot. Right? Keep possession. And maybe that's what he was trying to do. Now, so the system doesn't, so that means Eguavon is forcing it quickly. Because he has what? Maybe a few days. Club football, you have a long period. So you cannot compare. So when they're trying to say this, apples and oranges. Club football and national team football are not the same thing. You cannot say that.
Yeah, but we expect you to bring your club form to national team duties.
But the system.
We can't keep making excuses for Boniface now. We can't.
But the system is not the same. The system is not. I agree with you that Boniface has to tune into that system. But I'm saying until then, we need to still give him time.
No, but national team football is not club football. You just said that.
Yes.
So the little space and the time that you have to make an impression, you must hit the ground running. You must. You can't, if a player continues to not impress at national team level, you can't keep giving him excuses and play him over and over again to the detriment of others who are most likely to get the job done.
But we do that for Chukwueze. And we let it go.
Chukwueze starts from the bench most of the time. If he's not starting from the bench, Chukwueze is not. That's a typical example of apples and oranges anyway.
Alex Iwobi.
Alex Iwobi is a hard worker in the national team. I doubt if there's anybody who works half as hard as Iwobi, apart from maybe Trustekong.
No, Moses Simon works hard.
I beg you.
Simon works hard.
I beg you.
Ademola Lookman works hard.
Well, recently, he's a recent addition.
Osimhen works hard. Yes. As well as even Olaino works hard.
Okay.
I just feel that, look, when people complain about what Eguavon said, I said, nah, he's the manager. Maybe he's tried the guy, take it easy, relax, it's not working. So he's tried a different approach. Because I think this guy's played, 10 games in the national team and has not scored a goal.
If a player is not getting the job done, needs to be called out. I see nothing wrong with what Eguavon said.
There's nothing wrong with what Eguavon said. I agree that, you know what, let him, that's fine. But I'm like, give him some more time. Because we can see the quality of what Boniface does.
At club level.
At club level.
We can't see the national team.
But it's club we used to invite him for national team. We're not inviting him.
If he's not doing it for national team, you drop him.
How now?
You drop him. There are other players waiting in the wings.
How? National team. What we see in club. What Bayer Leverkusen have done. No. We cannot do. We don't have three. Mention 3 strikers better than him. The national team. Norwich. Osimhen 1. Okay. Minus Osimhen again. Nobody.
Taiwa winning.
I want he doesn't even play for us.
We're not judging you based on your club performances. You have to replicate and duplicate what you're doing at club level for your national team.
But that's how we invite you.
We can't say because you did it yesterday and you're not doing it today.
No, but that's how we invite you.
We now keep you based on what you did yesterday.
But that's how we invite you now. It's your club form, we invite you.
We're talking club. We're inviting you based on national team form. If he continues to falter in front of goal, you drop the player. You drop the player. To be honest, I would be surprised if Boniface starts against Libya tomorrow. I would be surprised.
If Boniface doesn't start, even I will be shocked. Who again is the player in that mode? Libya were lucky. They just escaped. What were to make them suffer? That day? They escaped. Because they first disallowed the goal, which was clean and clear.
Anyway, what's your reaction to the situation in which the Super Eagles find themselves? I'm just going to read out the quotes coming from the national team captain, Truce Ekong. And this is what he put out on social media. He says, they diverted our plane from its original destination once we started descending into Libya through the government's instruction. Once we landed, they've kept us in this abandoned airport for over 12 hours now without any provisions. Even our pilot, who is Tunisian, who wasn't locked in like a hostage, came back hours later. He was told in every nearby hotel they would accept only him and none of the Nigerian aircrew members. We're still talking about international football. We have kept our spirit up, but these are no conditions we will accept when done on purpose. Traveling by road is not safe here, and you can only imagine how they will treat us in the hotel or the food they will try to give us. It was funny before, but as a team, we respect ourselves and under these conditions, we will not play. That's exactly what Tris Ekong said a couple of hours ago.
They go play. Tuesday they'll be there, don't worry. They will happy. I think that, like you said, everyone knows these things happen. It's not right. And I think generally, Africa generally has this serious problem where we always wish each other bad. I don't know why. Because you'll never hear this sort of treatment in Europe.
But I don't think it happens on the west coast of Africa. I don't think it happens in the southern regions of Africa. It's predominantly with the northern parts of the continent.
But if Libya said we did it to them,
what did we exactly do to them? Because the Nigeria Football Federation denied these reports made by the Libyans.
But
the Libyans were supposed to fly straight to you.
Yes.
3 hours before, they decided to go to Port Harcourt and decided to drive from Port Harcourt to Lagos without telling the Football Federation.
Port Harcourt to you.
Port Harcourt to you, sorry. Without telling the Football Federation. And even from reports that we heard, hired their own buses that didn't have air conditioners.
But he said, she said. No, that's what everybody's doing now. He said, she said.
I choose to believe the Football Federation.
If you ask the Libyan FA today, they'll say, Nigeria decided to do what they wanted to do. We did not know.
Anyway, quick break. We'll come back and then we'll take your responses and your messages. Lagos Talks 91.3. Your messages have come through. We also have a voice note. We'll take your... Who's the person, by the way? Dan Chris from Surulere. Let's hear what Dan has to say.
Good morning, studio. Good morning, distinguished sports analysts. My name is Chris, and I'm reaching out to you from Surulere. First, I didn't get his name, but I don't think it's the right thing to do when after they talk about the Super Eagles being stranded, that you said that they will play tomorrow, they'll be fine. That is a no-no for me. Our Super Eagles cannot just be treated in the way that they feel they like, and then we'll just, carry it aside. No. I think a fact-finding team should be, immediately, swing into action to know the root cause, and then if they have to protest and not play tomorrow, they shouldn't play.
Okay.
They can be treated down.
We get your drift, Dan, but there's no way that you can say that you're not going to play. If CAF says the game will go on, then the game must go on. The most you can do is play under protest, but you cannot say that you will not take to the field. If you don't do that, you forfeit 3 points. And 3 goals. So there's no.
Welcome to African football.
You can't say that you won't play.
These things happen every time. Was it not? Was the barrister Chris Green that mentioned it here about their treatment, Rivers United?
Oh, yeah.
My point is, it happens every single time. Adeyemi says, feel really bad about the driver.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Oh, how do you? Okay, this is much better.
Yeah, this is a Daniel brother. I will be trying to solve for my bro.
Go ahead.
Yes. I am the one that are too old. Most of you think you are too young. When I hear people say that this side of West Africa we don't eat. No, that's right. You know why anytime Ghana is coming here to play ball, do this? You give us number hotel. Then we kind of go by road. Before you know, when oil drive. Because of the treatment you always give Ghana. 1973, you pick one fan, play at 1 hour pause. And you are saying that doesn't happen here.
How can you compare 1973?
Ethiopia came to Nigeria here. After the match in Lagos, there was 12 bread and 7 up to them. I can still remember that play with bread and 7 up. He returning match. After Emeka Odigo, their colleague, Emeka Odigo, they beat Nigeria, both players, journalists, everybody, even police were even following the party. So anybody that said they don't do here, it's right. The Libyans complain. Nobody takes it serious. And now you are sitting in here telling what it is. When they were complaining, nobody taking it serious at all. It happened in Nigeria here. It happened a lot.
No, but the Football Federation.
Thank you very much. We need to rescind his passport, his Nigerian passport. We need to collect that, give him back his Ghana passport. You don't say anything nice about Nigeria. Why?
How can you bring 1973 to 2024. Yeah, those days are gone by. We're talking about recent
No,
times.
but I agree with to some extent with what he's saying, that generally in Africa we have a poor relations. We have poor human relations.
No, but the extremities are more with the north.
Agreed.
Nobody's saying that it never happens, but when you hear stories like this,
Agreed, yes.
it's about the northern part of Africa.
Agreed.
Good morning, Charles. Good morning, family.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chooks. How are you?
I'm alright. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
To comment on the band A issue, it still beats me how someone decides I'm going to charge you for giving you more electricity and charge other people for giving them less.
Do you know, Chooks? When I raised this matter on social media, do you know what majority said to me? That there's some places in Europe where this same thing happens.
It's not true.
And
the first thing is my current bill is half of what.
You don't do, Chooks. You don't do.
I had gen, I had fuel, everything, and I was still paying about 60k a month for it. So let's not even go there. But yeah, I wanted to first things first. Condolences to Peter Fegele news was quite sad.
Mm-hmm.
And then secondly, the whole Libya-Nigeria issue. It just has to come to a point where CAF has to step in. And I think what CAF can do is once you prepare your travel plan, you submit it to CAF. CAF ensures, so CAF is basically aware of what you are doing, and then they ensure that the other nation, the host nation, is also aware and they are prepared, so that if anything happens, they know that.
No, but in all honesty, Chooks, when a country is traveling, to meet up with its responsibilities, that's playing a game away from home, your travel plan is submitted. For instance, the Libyans would have submitted their travel plans to the Football Federation. That's why the Football Federation knows where they will be landing, and then will send the vehicle. All of that is done. But how it is that mid-flight, you alter those travel arrangements, and then you take a team to another place.
That is where I believe CAF needs to step in, because if they give you the flight plan, you're supposed to do everything to ensure that it works out. So except there is a weather emergency or some act of God, whatever, no other excuse should be accepted, because it's very, very, and it's very common with the North African team. They do that a lot, and it's just very annoying that we have to continue to do like this. And then lastly, I wanted to talk about the Bruno Fernandes news. I think it's very clear. He plays bad at United. He plays well in Portugal. Dalot plays bad at United. He plays well in Portugal. And the same thing with some other players at the national team. So the common denominator is United. And I don't have an issue with him saying what he said. And I just hope that the team actually looks at that and tries to make changes. Because I know everybody has talked about Ten Hag. I know Ten Hag is not the best person for the job, but the players are more of the problem than the coach. There was this interview with Cole Palmer, his goal against United. He said that he was surprised at the amount of space he had, and the players were telling each other, mark him, and nobody actually did. So these are not things that a coach should be telling a player every time. They're just not interested. They're only interested in their big wages, and we'll see how that goes in the long run. But that's all. Have a great day, guys.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Information also continuing to seep through from Libya says that the Football Federation, after consulting with the team doctors and the players, have been advised not to honour the game due to the health of the players.
Now that's the angle I think that Libya will win, because psychologically, mentally, physically, you are draining them. That's the angle I think that Libya would, because Libya obviously know they cannot beat the Super Eagles. There's no way they're going to be that team that played cannot beat the Super Eagles. It's not possible. So the only way to do is delay them, let them tire, let them stretch their legs, let them be fatigued. Then when they climb onto because they're supposed to train on that pitch tonight, the exact time for the kickoff. So there's no how it's going to take its toll. But again, it'll be fine. Adeyemi goes, I feel really bad about the driver-rider incident. So far, the information on the app matched the driver and his car. He's traceable though. His phone number, true name C, the vehicle plate number, registration details, his driver license registration details. Cheers. We've got.
Well, seriously, can we afford to throw away 3 points or points.
No,
Because you look at the table.
no, we cannot.
Because I need the Football Federation and the players to actually sit down and think about this seriously.
Yes.
Because I think it's a wrong decision, to throw away, to just give Libyans the 3 points. It's not a decision that I would sanction, to be honest.
Benin are a point behind us.
I don't think this is.
I will still have to play Benin.
I don't think this is a wise decision to take. I really don't think so.
I think it's wrong what Libya are doing, and if they can speak to the embassy, speak to the government, that's fine. But
I think the Super Eagles should play the game under protest.
Mm-hmm.
At least fight to get a point. I don't think the Libyans have enough to get a win over us.
Mm-hmm.
Deciding to just give them the 3 points at stake is not advisable, in my opinion. I don't think it's wise.
Good morning.
Hello, boss. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, Mr. Charles. Good morning.
Good morning.
Charles. Bro, today that Monday now. Charles, why even come up today now?
As I come now, they pay you. Yeah?
No, not tell me. Actually, I like it when it comes to the studio. But I was surprised you came today. I was surprised you came today. Welcome, bros. It's nice hearing your voice today on the radio. Then I want to start with this in-drive issue.
There's no name. Do not mention the name of
Okay, E-hailing, whatever. So I'm into that stuff, but I think most times riders are not security conscious enough, because oftentimes when a rider book a ride from me, before you know, they will enter my car without checking the plate number. Not checking even the drivers. So later I was like, are you going to Akoka? He said, no, I'm going to this place. I said, but you're in the wrong car now. Not twice, not one or two times, even multiple times riders does that. So most times riders should always check the numbers, always check the plate numbers and the drivers. And this thing most times happen at night most times. So riders out there should be very security conscious. Then for the Libya match, I think they don't want to play big. Maybe once there will be fatigue and probably the security conscious. Probably they don't want to travel by road, maybe because it's not safe. So, but I think they should try and see if they can play just like you said in the studio. Because to lose 3 points, that is not good at all. It's not good at all.
All right, thank you.
So thank you very much.
Okay, we have Victor Igbeba is part of the contingent to Libya. Victor, remember, did play football in Libya for a little bit before he officially retired. Victor, good to have you on Sports Zone. Can you give us an update? What's going on where you are situated in Libya? What's happening?
I think what is happening in Libya is so shameful, so sad. This is the first time experience for me as a player, as a part of the contingent to Libya for this international game. I've never seen it in my life. It's been years since we landed at the airport about 7 p.m. Nigerian time. We are still here at the airport because of all the fake news that have been going on. Actually what happened was that the Libyan came to Nigeria very early. They supposed to land in the Akwa Ibom International Airport. They landed in the Paracord. There was a little mix up, so they used it as a sort of that we abandoned. They were never abandoned. They still at the best hotel in the American hotel. I was there in the American hotel. They had the bus, they had the facilitator. It was just had to do with that mix up. So when we landed here, they started to have a revenge. They didn't allow us to get out of the airport. They refused to bring the buses to come and pick us up. So the players decided they're not going to play. They cannot just leave the players at the airport for the week. We've been here since about 12-13 hours now. So it's very strange. Football is something that should unite countries, and unite the defining factor in Africa and in world football. So there's a lot I would have loved to to talk about, but I would just want to say to Ishas that it's very sad and regrettable that the Libyans are behaving in such a manner. CAF have to do the right thing, they should be punished. Has never happened like this before. Never in the history of Nigerian football that the team has been put in such a situation like this.
So the resolution is that the Super Eagles will not play the game. Is that what you decided?
I think it's the right thing to do. You can't allow players to play in such a condition. We landed at 7 p.m. yesterday, Nigerian time, and up till now we are still at the international airport. We're supposed to land in Benghazi airport. They refuse to allow the aircraft to land in Benghazi. We are in the small airport about 30-40 minutes away from Benghazi. So if we have to go back to Benghazi, we have to spend about 3 hours by road again back to Benghazi. So they decided to do that on their own. I think they are satisfied with what they've done. So I think, the players are very courageous, so I think CAF is aware of the event happening here in Libya. Very, very sad day for African football. This should not be allowed to happen. So that's where we are naturally. So we're looking for a way to get back to Nigeria because these players can what they've gone through so far. I think most of them are shocked to what they've just experienced in the last 12-13 hours. For the Libyan football federation, the Libyan people not to allow us to get out of the airport when we landed yesterday and get to our destination. That's why we are still here now. And we've not rested, we've not had meals. So some Nigerians here who are here have been helpful. They rally around us. A great gentleman who has been here brought some snacks for us this morning. So that's where we are today, and I think the NFF president, the deputy governor of Edo State UCC and with us, and some executive members, they are all in support. The last committee in support, as committee of support, Honorable Mohammed Jajaria is here too. So I think it's the right way to do it rightly. When we are not safe, our life is at risk. And just because of the comment made by the captain of the Libyan team, it's very regrettable. And he was lying all about it's not really happened to the Libyan national team. They made the error of not landing at the international airport, and they are making a lot from it. And people should know Nigerians have always been getting a good host to any national team in Africa, somewhere, even if not in Africa. I've never had one day that we made life difficult for our visiting team whenever they are in Nigeria.
So Victor, what's the official word from the Nigerian embassy in Libya? Have they reached out to you guys?
No. The problem in Libya, you have 2 Edo states in Libya, so we don't really know who's in control here in Libya, And for CAF to allow this match to be played here in Libya is really shocking. I can CAF allow the Libyan national team to play in Libya when you have 2 head of states. So we remember most of their international players were playing out of Libya. So I don't know how CAF got this judgment and allowed them to start playing. It's still very risky out here in Libya. So it's a very sad event happening here. So a lot to be said, a lot of things to be said when we eventually get back to Nigeria, but I think for the safety of the players, we have to get back. Even when we got down there, we wanted to get an hotel somewhere. When we landed, we were not allowed to get out of the airport. We were not allowed to get out of the airport. It's like we are being here like hostages here in Libya, for nothing.
All right, thank you so much, Victor Ikpeba, for speaking to us. We wish you guys a safe journey back home, and all right, do take care.
If you want to be a part of us, first off, follow us across all social media pages at Lagos Talks 913 is our handle, and of course, kindly like, share, subscribe, and make sure you're a part of the Lagos Talks family.